Mom, it's quite late at night. Is everything okay? Why are you calling me at this hour? I realize it has been quite a while since we last spoke, and for that I am sorry. Unfortunately, I am calling today to deliver some unfortunate news. Leah, I called you to tell you that your aunt passed away. I can't believe one's life can end so suddenly like this. No one was prepared for her death. In times like these, it's important for us to lean on each other for support, to share memories, and to find ways to honor the life of the person they've lost. She passed away? Mom, where are you right now? Are you okay? Can you please let me know where you are and if everything is all right? Are you at the funeral already? I'm on the way to the funeral right now with your dad. The train is going to leave soon. We will arrive in New York in 3 hours. I'm finding it hard to come to terms with what happened. It all feels so surreal, like a bad dream I can't wake up from. I didn't know about this, but your aunt was fighting against cancer for a few years. Whenever I made a call to check up on her, she consistently reassured me that she was doing well and not experiencing any health issues. It's puzzling to me why she didn't disclose this information earlier. Perhaps she had reservations about burdening me with her concerns and opted to deal with them on her own. It was not all right for her to withhold such important information from her own sister. Despite her intentions, she should have been truthful and communicated openly with me. Mom, this news must have come as a profound shock to you. I want to stay by your side. I will also make my way to the funeral right now. Can you please send me the address? Are you sure you can make the time to come? I don't want to disturb you because you have been so busy lately. Of course I can go. It's my aunt's funeral. Please text me the address. I'll see you soon. Honey, I just got the news from my mom that my aunt has passed away. My parents are on their way to New York right now to attend her funeral. I think we should meet them in New York and go to the funeral together. But it's your aunt. We were never really close with her. I'm not sure if we really have to attend the funeral. It doesn't matter if we were close to her or not. She's my mom's sister. We should be there at least for my mom. It would mean a lot to her. I think we should get ready and leave within 2 hours. Do I have to go as well? Can't you just go alone? I never met your aunt before in real life. She didn't even come to our wedding. Why should we go to her funeral? Hey, don't be absurd! We should go. She is one of our family members. You don't have to stay for long if you don't want to. You can come back home early if you must. I can stay for longer and take care of my family. My aunt never married, and so she won't have a lot of family members attending the funeral. Don't you think we should be there for her? Come on, it's not going to be a long drive. I drove the whole day today because of work. I don't want to get in the car again. On top of that, I'm really tired. I might fall asleep while driving. We will definitely get into an accident on the way to New York. Do you really have to be like this? It's my aunt's funeral. Can you please stop complaining and making excuses to not go? If she was a complete stranger, I would understand your lack of sympathy. But she is my aunt. I also went to your grandfather's funeral even though I had never met him before. It was important for me to be there because your family means a lot to me. I wanted to show my support during such a difficult time and offer my condolences in person. It was a solemn occasion, but I was glad to be there for you and your loved ones. Why don't you do the same for me and my family? Well, when I asked you to come to my grandfather's funeral, you were willing to. If you didn't want to, I wouldn't have forced you to come. I don't want to go to your aunt's funeral, so please respect my decisions and stop forcing me to go. I'm already tired of you acting like this. Once I go to the funeral, I'll be more tired. I have to meet people and comfort them. It can be quite draining at times, and I'm just not feeling like I have the energy to handle it all today. How can you be so thoughtless? Can't you do it for me? My dear sister, I cannot express enough how much I miss you. Your absence has left a void in my life that cannot be filled by anyone or anything else. I keep wondering how you could leave me behind like this. You should have told me that you had cancer. I could have helped you or at least prepared myself to say goodbye to you. You were always there for me, supporting me through thick and thin. And now that you are gone, I feel lost and alone. I wish I could turn back time, but all I can do is cherish my memories of you and hold them close to my heart. Mom, it's okay. Stop crying.
Why is the funeral so empty? Each empty seat serves as a painful reminder of the people who were unable or unwilling to offer their support during this difficult time. No one showed up. Why is your husband not here either? I'm quite disappointed in him for not attending your aunt's funeral. Your aunt's burial will be occurring tomorrow. We have already decided which graveyard she will be buried on. We just need someone to help us carry her coffin during the burial ceremony. It would be nice if family members carried her coffin. In our family, the only male members are me and your husband. I wanted to ask your husband in person if he is willing to do that for us, but he didn't come today. Why didn't he come to the funeral with you?
He has been so busy with work that he couldn't make it today. He told me that he would visit for a short while if he has the time to. I'll ask him to come to her burial ceremony. I'll make sure he is there for it, so please don't worry.
He should have come to your aunt's funeral no matter how busy he is. Does he have no respect for your aunt? A funeral is a meaningful opportunity for loved ones to say their final goodbyes. I can't believe your husband didn't come today to attend her funeral.
What do you mean you can't come to her burial? You didn't even come to her funeral. The least you can do is attend her burial service. We need someone to carry her coffin. I told you to come no matter what.
Do I look like I want to carry a coffin? Just hire a professional pallbearer. Why should I carry her coffin? I don't want to carry a coffin holding the body of a person I never even met before. I would feel uncomfortable doing that. You didn't even ask for my opinion and told your dad that I would be doing it. I find that quite disrespectful. Also, my mom agreed with me. I am not obliged to carry your aunt's coffin. I don't even know her. She told me that your aunt's spirit might influence my life negatively.
Don't believe in such superstitions. This is my aunt we are talking about. Although you have never seen her face before, she is my family. Can you stop making excuses and just do it for me? I am not asking you to attend the burial ceremony of a complete stranger. She is my family member. It's an important ceremony for me, and it should also be important for you. My parents were asking where you were yesterday. They were very upset that you didn't attend her funeral. I tried defending you by lying that you were busy, but I can't defend you any longer. You're making me upset, too. You should at least attend her burial ceremony.
In my point of view, your aunt is a complete stranger to me. Of course I would not like to attend. I am not her family member, so why should I attend her burial ceremony and act like one? It would make me feel very uncomfortable. My mom strictly told me not to go, especially because there is a chance for me to get a promotion at work soon. She said if I attend your aunt's funeral, her spirit will give me bad luck and I might not get that promotion. If I don't get that promotion this time, I will be devastated. I have been waiting for this moment for years. I don't want to miss this opportunity. Make up some excuse for me. Tell your parents that I can't attend the burial ceremony either. I'm sure they will understand if you make up a good enough excuse. Just ask someone else to assist in carrying the casket during the burial. Hiring a professional pallbearer can help ensure that her funeral proceeds smoothly. They will do the job better than me anyway. I feel that it would be best for someone else to handle the task as they possess more expertise and skills in the area. I hope you understand what I mean. I'm going to hang up now. I have nothing more to say about this.
Honey, wait! Don't hang up yet! Why are you acting like this? I know you can be selfish at times, but this is going too far. I feel like you are not showing any interest in my family members, and it's making me feel like you don't care about them at all. If I were to ask my friends, I believe they would display more empathy and concern for my aunt than you. I am very disappointed in you. It's not just any event, but my aunt's funeral. Do you have no heart? Your actions and words are so insensitive.
I thought your husband would be coming. Why did you bring your friend instead? Is he really that busy? Even if he is, I think it's crucial for him to find some time to attend. This is a significant event and demands his presence and participation.
I know you are very disappointed, but yes, he is very busy these days. He has been occupied with a lot of work lately, which has been quite demanding and time-consuming. I brought with me several of my friends to take his place. They should be able to carry the coffin with you.
I'm finding it hard to believe that the ceremony we're attending today is so devoid of people. It's strange to see such an important event held in such an empty space, and I can't help but feel a bit disappointed. Your aunt spent her time in the hospital all alone until her death. She doesn't deserve to be saying goodbye to the world all alone either. It hurts my heart. I am disappointed at all the people who did not have the heart to attend today's burial ceremony. It has been a long time since she quit her work, so I understand that many people might have already forgotten about her. On top of that, she didn't marry when she was alive, so she doesn't have other family members apart from us. But still, at least your husband should have come. Leah, after all of this is over, can I stay at your house for a short period of time? We have a number of administrative procedures that we need to take care of. We need to file paperwork, update her records, and review policies. We also need to sort out her personal belongings. We need to go through her possessions and determine what should be kept and what should be donated, and what should be discarded. If you are not comfortable with the idea of having us at your house, we completely understand. We can arrange for a hotel room instead. We might have to spend a few days sorting everything out. But you know, your mother has difficulty falling asleep in a room that is new or unfamiliar to her. She feels a bit anxious or uncomfortable when sleeping in an environment that they are not used to. It would be nice if we could go to your house rather than staying in a hotel.
I would be happy to have you stay at my place for as long as you want, Dad. You're always welcome here. My house is close to this place anyways. Do you need any help with transportation, or do you plan to drive over yourself? I'll tell Mike to make sure the guest room is clean and ready for you. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to make your stay more comfortable.
Thank you so much, sweetie. We are planning to stay for approximately 5 days. We will try not to cause any inconvenience or disturbance to you and your husband during our stay.
Don't worry, Mom. I'm always happy to help you. Just let me know if you need anything else from me.
You want your mom and dad to stay at our house for a week?
Yes, they live too far away and finding an affordable hotel room could be a challenge. Besides, their unfamiliarity with the city might add to the challenge of finding a good hotel room. I thought it was a better idea for them to stay at our house. We can move Beatrice's crib to our room and she can sleep with us instead of sleeping in the guest room. My parents can use the guest room instead. We want to make sure that everyone is comfortable and has a good night's rest. Considering that 5 days is a relatively short period of time, I believe that it won't cause much inconvenience for us.
How can you decide this by yourself without discussing it with me first? I would have appreciated it if you discussed it with me first before. I don't think it's a good idea for both of them to stay at our house. With the limited space we have, accommodating both of them might make our house feel too crowded and uncomfortable. We should consider other options for their stay. Our house is not big enough to accommodate both of them.
Our house may not be the biggest, but they will only be staying with us for 5 days. It won't be too bad. They will both be busy sorting out my aunt's documents, so you needn't worry about being bothered by them as they are occupied with their task. It's unlikely that you'll come across them that much. Since you leave for work early in the morning and don't return until late in the evening, even when you are at home, they will respect your personal space.
But still, I feel uncomfortable living with your parents. It's not that they are unkind or unwelcoming. It's just that I value my independence and privacy. Especially on the weekends. I prefer to relax and unwind at my house alone. I find it uncomfortable when my or anyone else's parents are present, as it can disrupt the peaceful environment that I crave. Having some time to myself without any distractions is essential for me to recharge and rejuvenate for the upcoming week. It will be stressful for me. Please try to understand from my point of view. Imagine if my parents were to move into our house. Wouldn't you also feel a bit uneasy? I hope you can empathize with me and try to see things from my perspective. I hope that you can understand where I am coming from. You will be stressed too if you were in my shoes. I'm feeling a bit confused about the decision you made. It seems like you went ahead with it without consulting me first. How could you do that?
I understand how you feel. I don't find it comfortable living with my parents either. I understand that they are my parents and I love them dearly, but having them live with us would be a significant change in our household dynamics. But still, it would be a kind gesture on our part to offer them the opportunity to stay at our house for 5 days. It would give us a chance to spend quality time together. Also, they are staying to sort out my aunt's documents. It's worth noting that they are not away on vacation, but rather are taking care of this task. It seems like they will need to travel frequently in and around New York. Given the situation, I think it would be a kind gesture on our part to offer them accommodation at our house. Anyway, I'm sorry that I didn't discuss this with you before, but I already told them that they are welcome to stay at our house. Let's clean up our house so that it is ready for their arrival. I'm planning to take care of the laundry today, including washing their bedding and blankets. My parents were disappointed at you for not attending my aunt's funeral. Can you use this as an opportunity to make it up to them? I'm asking you as your wife. Please treat my parents well.
If you already told them that they are welcome to stay at our house, why did you even bother to call me and ask? Do whatever you want.
Hello? Did he just hang up on me? Oh, he is so inconsiderate sometimes. I understand he's upset that I made this decision on my own, but he didn't need to react so aggressively like that. I have always been glad to lend a helping hand whenever his family faced any issues or problems. I was always happy to assist in any way I could. Why can't he do the same for my family? Welcome! Please come inside and make yourself comfortable. We want you to feel at home and enjoy your stay with us. Mom, Dad, if you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. We're here to make your experience as pleasant as possible, from start to finish.
Hello. It's been a long time since I last saw you. How have you been? I hope you're doing well.
Yes, we are all right. I haven't seen you for a long time. I hope you were well too. I noticed that you seem to have lost some weight. Has work been difficult these days? Work must have been challenging for him. I understand that you were unable to attend the funeral, and I'm sorry to hear that. We apologize for any inconvenience caused by our stay at your place for 5 days. We understand that it might cause some disruption to your routine, but we truly appreciate your hospitality and kindness.
If you truly felt sorry, you would have refrained from showing up in the first place. Your presence here only serves to invalidate your apology.
Yes, we understand, but we didn't have much of a choice either.
Mike, I have to ask you to refrain from speaking rudely to my parents like that. I understand that work can be stressful, but it's important to maintain a respectful tone with family members. On behalf of Mike, I apologize for any offense caused by his behavior.
No, we understand. It's completely understandable that people can become a little bit moody when they're going through a tough time at work. During my stay, I would be delighted to cook delicious meals for you. If you have any special requests or dietary restrictions, please do not hesitate to let me know. Have you guys eaten dinner yet? Do you usually eat dinner at home?
I usually eat dinner at home, but from now for a week, I think I will be eating at my company. So don't worry about cooking for me. Honestly, no matter how good your food is, it won't taste delicious if it's cooked by you. How will I enjoy my food when I am sitting on the same table as you? I mean, we could be sitting there, forks in hand, staring down at a plate of disappointment cooked up by yours truly. Anyway, I understand that you may have missed your daughter, and I hope that you can make the most of your time together during your stay by spending quality time together for 5 days.
I can see that you don't want us here in your house.
Dad, it's not like that. I believe my husband is just feeling a bit worn out today. Please don't take it personally.
Truth be told, I cannot honestly say that I feel pleased by your presence at the moment. I would understand if you were staying for just a day or two, but I believe staying for 5 days might be a bit too long. Don't you think so? New York has countless numbers of hotels and accommodations. You could have stayed in any one of them, but you chose to stay at our house. Can you not stay in a hotel instead? As long as you have a roof over your head, shouldn't it be fine? You came from the countryside, and yet you are so picky about where you stay at. Or were you trying to save up some money because you don't have much to spend? Even when my parents come here to visit me, they stay at an accommodation rather than crashing at my house.
Mike, can you please stop it? Your behavior towards my parents is incredibly inappropriate and disrespectful. They are our guests, and it's our responsibility to make them feel comfortable and welcomed. Show some respect.
No, Mike is right. I don't think it's a good idea for us to stay at your house. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I think it's best if I find another place to stay for the time being. Like you said, New York City has countless numbers of hotels and accommodations. We will find another place to stay at for 5 days. It was not our intention to overwhelm you, but I think we asked you for too much. We will leave now. Sorry for causing inconvenience and disturbing you.
What do you mean you're leaving? It's too late at night. I'm sure Mike didn't mean to say that. He's just feeling grumpy from tiredness. He did not intend to be rude or offensive, but his current state of tiredness caused him to come across that way.
No, I think Mike meant it. And if he is tired, it is even more important to respect his personal boundaries for him to rest and recharge. Honey, let's leave now. Come on. Do you really want to stay here with a son-in-law like that?
I didn't say all that simply because I am feeling grumpy. I really meant it. It's my honest thoughts. Our current living space is insufficient to accommodate both of you comfortably. This house is too small to provide enough room for all of us, and it would be challenging for everyone to live together. Across this street, you will find plenty of accommodation options that cater to your different needs and preferences. If you're looking for a place to stay, you might want to consider searching for accommodation in that area. From my experience, many accommodations offer discounts if you stay for 3 days or longer. Then, goodbye now.
Why was Mike acting so rudely like that? I was shocked by his behavior just now. I knew from previous conversations with him that he does have a cold-hearted personality, but I didn't expect him to kick us out like that. I was taken aback by his behavior. I understand that he might not want us here because this is his house, but he didn't have to talk in such a rude way. I should have known what kind of person he is. Him not attending your sister's funeral tells a lot about him, too. Leah, me and your mom are leaving now. I'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Just stay for the night. It is too late and dangerous to go out now. Sleep for one night and you can leave tomorrow morning. How does that sound? If you leave now, I'll feel too sorry.
No, I don't want to stay any longer here. I am feeling very upset after what Mike said to us. How can he be so disrespectful and rude when we haven't seen each other for so long? I thought he would be more kind and welcoming towards us. I don't want to live with a son-in-law who has such an attitude.
Mom! Dad! I can't believe my husband either. How can he kick them out of our house at this late hour? I want to talk to you.
Can we talk tomorrow morning? I'm feeling tired and I don't have the energy to have a conversation with you.
Did you really have to kick my parents out? I'm concerned about how they will manage to find a vacant room in a hotel at this hour. You shouldn't have done that. I want you to sincerely apologize to them later.
Why should I apologize? I don't want them living at our house. It's better for all of us without them in our house. In case they are unable to find an empty room on their own, I will take it upon myself to locate and secure a suitable room for them. You don't need to worry about it.
I don't think they will be able to find a vacant room.
If you are worried about their welfare, perhaps you could have made arrangements for them to stay at a hotel or lodging facility instead of leaving them to fend for themselves.
You kicked them out in the middle of the night. How was I supposed to book a hotel room for them in advance? There won't be any available rooms for them at this late hour. I haven't seen them for a long time, and this was our opportunity to spend some time together. Why did you have to ruin it like that? Was that really necessary?
Honestly, they knew they were going to be a nuisance for me, but they still chose to come to our house. Don't you think that is not very thoughtful either? Your dad does not even like me. I don't understand why he would want to spend a week with me in our house. I simply cannot understand.
You are being too much. How would you feel if I did the same to your parents? How would you feel if I kicked your parents out of our house?
It is highly unlikely that my parents would initiate any problematic situation in the first place. They are responsible and sensible individuals who always prioritize peace in their interactions with others. My parents would have booked a hotel instead. They are much more thoughtful than your parents. If your parents couldn't think of booking a hotel, it would have been a good idea for you to take charge of the situation and search for a suitable accommodation. It's always good to have a backup plan in case something doesn't go as planned, especially when it comes to travel arrangements. You know very well how tired I am these days because of work. It is really challenging for me to juggle all my responsibilities while also trying to take care of myself. Do you really have to make it worse for me by bringing your parents to stay with us? They just came back from a funeral. They will influence me with bad spiritual energy. I need positive energy only at the moment to get my promotion at work. I have been telling you this several times now. Please don't ruin my chance to get a promotion. I have been working hard towards this goal, and it would mean a lot to me if you could support me in this endeavor.
Enough with the nonsense! Stop believing in those superstitions that your mom told you about. It's my aunt's funeral that we are talking about. Do you really have to treat her as if she is a cursed person? If you fail to get that promotion, it is simply because you are not good enough to be promoted. You need to stop believing in superstitions and face reality.
What? How dare you speak to your husband like that? You really crossed the line.
You are the one who crossed the line. I'm going to stay with my mom and dad for a week, whether you like it or not.
Do whatever pleases you. As if I care.
Mom, Dad, I'm really sorry. I feel bad that I couldn't take you to some great restaurants and famous tourist attractions that this city has to offer. I had hoped that I would get the chance to make your visit more enjoyable, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do much for you. I apologize for not being able to show you around town during your visit.
I completely understand, and there is no need for you to apologize. We are all busy with our work, and it can be difficult to find time for other things. We were hoping to explore the city with you, but we completely understand that your schedule must have been too hectic. Please don't feel bad about it. We can always plan to explore the city another time when you have more free time available. Also, thank you for staying with us during our visit. It truly means a lot that you chose to stay with us rather than in the comfort of your own home.
I hope you can get back on good terms with Mike. Initially, I was upset and thought that he was the one who was at fault. However, after giving it some more thought, I can see his perspective as well. I understand where he's coming from and why he may have acted the way he did. He must have been experiencing a great deal of stress and anxiety recently, worrying about his ability to secure a promotion at work. It is likely that our unexpected arrival would have caused him to experience a heightened level of stress.
It's still unacceptable for him to justify his immature behaviors towards us. As his mother and father-in-law, we have always been supportive and caring towards him. We expect him to reciprocate our love and show us some more respect. I was very disappointed in him. I am going to have a word with him one day.
But he is my dear Leah's husband. Let's just forgive him. Our train has arrived. We should get going so that we don't miss the train. Leah, it was really great to spend time with you today. I appreciate your company for the week. I hope you can take some time to rest and recharge once you get back home.
We will be leaving now, but I look forward to catching up with you again soon. Take care. Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Give me a call once you arrive so that I know you are safe and sound.
You finally came back home? You should have continued to live with your parents for the rest of your life instead of returning home.
Stop being sarcastic. I don't even have the energy to argue with you, so please don't try to pick a fight with me.
You always say that you don't have the energy because you know that you are going to lose the argument. Ah, it's my mom. I wonder why she is calling me. Did something happen? Hi, Mom. Why did you call? What? My dad passed away.
Your dad passed away?
Mom, I'll go to your house right now. Wait there until I come.
Did your dad pass away? Are you being serious?
Yes. He suddenly fell and lost his consciousness. My mom took him to the hospital immediately, but he didn't make it. I cannot believe this. This must be a nightmare.
Let's go to the hospital right now. What about your mother? Is she already at the hospital?
Yes.
Let's go, quickly. Oh, I can't believe he passed away. How am I supposed to live alone without him? Please eat something. You haven't eaten anything all day. Do you think I have the appetite to eat right now when my husband passed away? How can you be such an inconsiderate daughter-in-law? You should have taken us regularly to the hospital to get health checks. If you had, we would have known about my husband's health condition and he could have lived for a bit longer than this. How can you be such an inconsiderate daughter-in-law? You should have taken us regularly to the hospital to get health checks. If you had, we would have known about my husband's health condition and he could have lived for a bit longer than this.
My husband passed away all because of you!
I understand that you are feeling upset, but how can you put the blame on me?
You should have done far more for your father-in-law. If you actually cared about his health and bothered to look after him properly, he wouldn't have met an early demise. You only visit our house when it is a holiday. If you had a more caring personality, I would have treated you better. But no, your cold, uncaring personality casts a pall over everyone around you. Now that I think about it, after you joined our family, it's been one disaster after another. The reason why Mike can't get his promotion at work right away is also probably because of you.
I'm a bit confused as to why you're directing blame towards me. How is all of this related to me? Especially Mike's promotion has nothing to do with me.
It does. You influence him in a negative way. That's why I told Mike not to go to your aunt's funeral. You have bad luck, and so your family probably also has bad luck. I didn't want any of your family's negative spiritual energy affecting Mike. But look at you now. You even killed my husband. Mom, I understand that you care for me, but it seems like you're going overboard with your concern. Nothing is going to change even if you scold her now. You should find an empty room where you can sit down and take some deep breaths to help you relax and calm down. Today has been a hectic day for you. Anyway, it's all because of you, Leah. I hope you reflect on yourself.
Why is your mother putting all the blame on me? Is she just letting out all her sorrow and anger on me? Even so, it is not appropriate for her to behave that way and cross the line. There are so many of her family members watching as well. She should have taken her own husband to the hospital for health checkups. Why should that be my responsibility?
My mom is just feeling emotional, which led her to say something that she may not have intended to. Just approach the situation with empathy and understanding. Like what my mom just said. I think you are not caring sometimes. You should be comforting her instead of complaining back at her. Your lack of social skills has led to her unfavorable impression of you. To be honest, I agree with everything she said. As the daughter-in-law, you should have frequently checked on my parents' health. You should be more caring towards my family.
You're also taking her side? You didn't even come to my aunt's funeral, and you expect me to be caring towards your family?
Your situation is different from mine. Anyway, the passing of my father has plunged both my mother and me into a deep well of sorrow and emotional turmoil. Can you please make an effort to be kinder and more considerate towards us? My brothers will be arriving soon as well. Please greet them warmly and make them feel comfortable. Use this as an opportunity to show how good of a daughter-in-law you are to my mom. That way, she will give me a larger share of my dad's inheritance to me rather than to my brothers.
You're treating me so badly. How can you already be thinking about money? Your dad passed away just a few days ago. Do you have no respect for him?
Of course I need to be thinking about the inheritance. I have been waiting for this moment. Once I get my hands on his money, I am going to quit my job and start my own business.
What? Are you being serious right now?
Yes. I want to start a business with my dad's money. Do you have a problem with that? It doesn't matter even if you do. Make sure you take care of the guests at this funeral. Don't make a bad impression of yourself. How did your parents even raise you? Every time I see you, I can't help but wonder. If they had raised you as a better person, you wouldn't have a problem with me or my mom.
You're talking about yourself.
Leah, the food for the guests is running low and we need to refill it before it runs out completely. As you are responsible for taking care of the guests, you need to refill the food as soon as possible. I have reminded you multiple times. Taking care of the guests and their needs is your duty. I told you so many times. Were you even listening to me?
I am the only family member working. Despite my best efforts, there are times when I may not notice that the plates are empty and need to be refilled. I am doing my best to provide for my family and ensure that their needs are met, but it can be overwhelming at times. Maybe we can just order more food and have it delivered here. That would save the trouble of having to do everything myself.
I don't want to spend any more money. Why are you trying to make me spend money? The problem can be solved if you work harder and more efficiently. Stop complaining now and quickly get back to work. There are more guests coming in. Why is she such a lazy person? She can't even handle simple tasks.
Honey, can we just get food delivered here? I can't keep doing everything on my own. There are too many guests compared to the number of staff working. None of your other family members are willing to help out either. It's just me helping out. All of your family members are drinking and enjoying their meal at the table. The work is becoming overwhelming for me.
You don't need to work like this every day. You just need to work for a few more days and it will be over. Can you please stop complaining? Did you come to the funeral to help or to just sit around? Stop being lazy and get back to work. I'm busy talking to my family, so discuss with the other staff members and try to take care of the problem amongst yourselves.
He is being so cruel and heartless. He could have at least lent a helping hand. He didn't even come to my aunt's funeral to help out, but he makes me work so hard for his father's funeral. Hi, Mom. Sorry I missed your call. Why did you call me?
Leah, did the funeral end well? I hope there were no disruptions and the funeral ended on a positive note. I only got to stay for a very short amount of time, so I feel sorry for your husband's family. If it wasn't for your father's work, we both would have stayed longer. We really wanted to.
Mom, there's no need to worry. I was grateful that you came and helped out with welcoming the guests and making them feel comfortable. You couldn't even eat for yourself because you were busy making sure all the guests had food on their plates.
I wanted to help you out. You looked even more busier than me. The funeral had so many guests, but there appeared to be an inadequate number of staff members available to assist with various aspects of the service.
I agree. Because we were short on help, there were delays in seating attendees and difficulties in managing the flow of the event. Anyway, I'm sorry you had to help out at the funeral. I hope you got to rest once you got back home. I also got some rest after the funeral. Thankfully, there is not much work my company needs to take care of these days. So my manager told me to take a rest until today. I'm going back to work tomorrow.
That's good to hear. How is Mike doing? I hope he is coping well with the loss of his father. It's essential for him to allow himself the time and space to grieve and to seek comfort and support from those around him as he processes his feelings and adjusts to life without his father.
He is doing fine. You don't need to worry too much about him. I need to go now, so I'll hang up. He didn't even grieve for his father's death. Rather, he seemed more focused on the prospect of inheriting from his deceased father. I wonder if he is really going to quit his company once he receives his father's inheritance. Starting a business is not easy to do. Where have you been, Mike? Oh, Lisa? What brings you here?
Do I need a reason to come here? It's Mike's house. I can come here anytime I want, can't I? I'm moving into Mike's house from today.
Huh? What do you mean?
My mom will be living with us starting from today. My dad just passed away. His belongings in her house will remind her of him. It may evoke a flood of memories and emotions, making it even more difficult for her to cope with his absence. It will be more difficult for her to be constantly reminded of my dad. These reminders can serve as both sources of comfort and sources of pain, as they bring back fond memories but also highlight the stark reality of his absence. Since we have a guest room anyway, let's let her move in with us.
What? How can you suddenly tell me about this?
I didn't have time to discuss it with you. Don't you feel sorry for my mom to live alone? She's not used to living alone. It will be difficult for her to adapt to a new lifestyle. She should live with us until she feels a bit better. I will feel too bad to let her live alone. Whilst I stay here, I'll teach you some manners as well. I want you to be more caring and considerate towards me. You have kids and they might learn your rude behaviors. You better listen well to me during my stay.
Mike, I want to have a word with you separately for a minute.
Are you going to argue with him again? Don't you dare argue with him! Mom, please excuse us. I'll have a word with her and come back soon. We don't need to go any further into the park. We can talk here.
How can you suddenly bring your mom to our house? You should have discussed this with me and asked for my opinion as well. Do you really want your mom to live at our house?
Yes, of course. If your father passed away, wouldn't you also be worried about your mother? Try to think about this from my perspective. I'm worried sick about my mom. She needs some time to grieve my father's death and I don't want her to be alone. Also, if I let her stay at my place, she might even give me a larger portion of my dad's inheritance. Don't you think so too? I had a look at my dad's will. According to his will, he wanted to leave all of his possessions to my mom. So if we treat her well over the next few days, she will definitely give me a large portion of my dad's money.
Instead of viewing her grief as an opportunity to gain financially, consider how you can provide genuine comfort and assistance to your mom during this challenging time. You're just letting her live with us because you want money from her. Does your mother also know that you have these intentions?
Why would I tell her? She is just proud of me because I offered her to stay with us. She thinks I'm a caring son. I'm confident that she will give me a large amount of the money. Also, the real reason behind why I am letting her stay at ours doesn't matter. She thinks that I want her to stay because she is my mom, and as my wife, you should also welcome her to our house. You are also the only daughter-in-law my mom has. I honestly hoped that you felt the same way as me. I thought you would be thrilled to hear that my mom is staying with us. I thought that you would even offer first. But you didn't. Try to be a better daughter-in-law for her. My mom can also teach you how to cook properly.
I can't believe you right now. When I brought my parents to our house, you kicked them out instantly. But when you bring your mom to our house, you expect me to be happy with it? You have double standards.
Well, I am the man of the house. You should pay respect to me and my family. Your family should also pay respect to me. It's a blessing for your family that I married you and joined your family. Anyway, my mom will be staying with us and I won't be changing my mind on this. So just deal with it. I said everything I wanted to, so I'm going to go back inside now.
How can you have such double standards? It's okay when he does it, but not okay when I do it?
I'm feeling hungry. Can you prepare dinner for me?
Do you want to have dinner now? Your son will make it for you. Come on. What are you doing? Go into the kitchen.
What? You're expecting me to cook? You must be out of your mind. How dare you order Mike around? Has she always been treating you like this? No, she never asked me to cook before. She must be joking around. Did you not understand what I said to you before? Use this as an opportunity to show that you are a caring daughter-in-law. How dare you make me cook in the kitchen?
Did you forget what you said a while ago? You said you want to be a caring son. Cooking for your mother is a great opportunity for you to show that you care for her. She is not my real mom, so why should I cook for her? You kicked my parents out of this house before. You said it was because they are not your real parents. I'm using the same logic you used.
What? What is she talking about? A son-in-law and a daughter-in-law are not the same.
How is it different? Just like how I took care of my own parents, you should take care of your own mother. You should be thankful that I am not kicking her out of this house like you did to my parents. If you care so much about your mom, cook for her yourself instead of asking me to do it. That way, she'll give you a larger portion of your dad's possessions. That's what you want, isn't it?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about. What does she mean?
Oh, you didn't know? The main reason why your son offered you to stay at our house is because he wants you to give him a larger portion of your husband's inheritance. He thought he could earn points if he treated you well like this. You know how selfish your son can be, right? You must know his personality well since you are his mother. He is so selfish. He is concerned with his own interests and tends to only do things that are beneficial to him. He seems to lack consideration for you and your well-being and prioritizes his own financial needs. Anyway, he will be treating you well in order to get that money of yours, so I'm sure you will enjoy your stay here. I'm going to leave now. Not this house. I am leaving this family for good. And I am taking Beatrice with me.
You're leaving? Are you leaving me? Are you planning to divorce me?
Of course. Do you think I want to continue living with you? I don't want to live with you anymore. I don't want to have anything to do with your whole family. I am not even interested in how much you will be inheriting from your father. I'm scared that Beatrice will learn from you. I don't want her to grow up to be a person like you. Let's part ways for good.
What is going on? Is it really true that you were being nice to me because you wanted your dad's money? You weren't worried about me, but rather you were interested in the money. Mom, don't believe what Leah said. Of course it's not true. She's just shouting out nonsense because she is angry at me.
No, she didn't seem like she was lying. Listen to me carefully. I'm not going to give anyone a single penny of your dad's money. I'm going to keep it for myself until the day I die. Don't even think about convincing me otherwise. Also, how can you upset Leah so much to the point where she wants to divorce you? She's the one and only daughter-in-law that I have. Without her, who will be helping us out during family meetups and events? Your brothers have no interest in getting married. If the two of you decide to end your marriage and go through a divorce, it would mean that our family would consist of only you and your brothers once again. Convince Leah. If you fail to convince her, I'm not going to give you anything from your dad's possessions.
Mom, how can you do this to me? You said you would give me more money than my brothers because I'm the only one of your children who's married. You have to keep your promise. You can't change your words like this.
I can change my words when I want to. You better not get a divorce with her.
Oh, this is driving me nuts.
Why did you call me out here? I said everything I wanted to. I have nothing else to say to you.
You only said what you wanted to. You need to listen to what I want to say now. I apologize for making the decision to bring my mother into our house without seeking your consent first. I understand that my actions were inappropriate and disrespectful towards you. I should have discussed this with you, but I didn't. I'm really sorry about that. But you shouldn't have asked for a divorce in front of my mother. You should have talked to me separately without her listening. After my dad's passing, she has been feeling very stressed. When you expressed your desire for a divorce, it must have added to my mother's already existing stress. Let's forgive each other for any past mistakes, and forget about them so that we can focus on building a positive relationship moving forward. My mom will be staying with us only for a short while. As soon as she feels better, I'll ask her to move out and return back home. Think about Beatrice as well. She has to adapt to sleeping in a new environment.
Since when did you worry about Beatrice? All you care about is your father's money. You are going to let your mom stay with us until she gives you that money. I don't want to live with your mom because of your greed. Why should I have to be living uncomfortably because of your greed? I don't have any greed for your dad's money. I'm not going to help you get it. On top of that, I hate to live with a person who is so materialistic. I would rather live with my parents than with you. I will be getting a divorce.
Please don't make the situation worse for me. Can you just forgive me this time? I'll treat your parents better if you do. I was just stressed out last time. That's why I was rude to them. Usually I am not a rude person. I will apologize to them as well. Will that solve the problem?
It's too late. Also, I know your dirty intentions very well. You don't want to get a divorce because there will be no benefits for you. Once we get a divorce, we will be splitting our possessions. You won't receive much, but I will. I'll continue to work at my company and raise Beatrice well on my own. And I won't be stressed by the nonsense you speak. Getting a divorce will make my life much easier and happier. Even if you don't want a divorce, even if you hire a lawyer, I will be getting a divorce with you, no matter what it takes.
Please, I'm begging you for forgiveness. Give me one more chance. I reflected back on myself. I'll really change for the better. I'll treat you and your parents better. I'll be a good husband and a good son-in-law.
Try becoming a good person first. You just want to take care of your mother because it will bring you financial benefit. Your mom is heartbroken now that she knows your intention. Because you only think of your mother like that, you disrespect my parents as well. But I think your lack of respect for others is a genetic issue. Even your mom treats me like a slave. She has no respect for me. I'm sick of her treatment. Let's just live separately with our own parents, okay? I'll go now.
Oh no. Once I get a divorce, everything will end for me. Do I need to keep working at the same company?
My baby Beatrice is here. Did you miss your grandma?
Grandma! Grandpa! How have you been? I missed you both.
Oh, my Beatrice has grown up so much. I missed you a lot too.
I missed you even more.
Beatrice has been talking about you two a lot lately. I'm glad that I moved near your house because now she can visit you more often.
I'm glad to. Have you finished packing all your things?
Yes, I just need to move all the boxes. After we finish moving in, should we eat lunch together?
Yes, we can eat out. Did you tell people at your company about your divorce?
Yes, I did. When I explained what happened and why I decided to get a divorce, they were all very supportive of me. Working at the company while taking care of Beatrice is going to be difficult, so I'm planning to stay home and start my own business.
I can take care of Beatrice while you focus on opening your business.
Thank you for the offer, but I don't want to be a burden to you. I can take care of my own child. But on days when I'm very busy or have an emergency situation, can I send Beatrice to your place? I feel a lot more assured now that I'm living near you guys. Honestly, living in New York was very stressful for me. I never got used to living in a big city. It was too crowded and noisy all the time. It's a lot more peaceful and quiet here. And the people are much more friendly. I love the neighborhood already. I think Beatrice likes it much more too.
Of course. Our neighborhood is the best.
I feel thankful but sorry at the same time for my aunt. If I knew she would help me in this way, I should have visited her much more often.
Your aunt adored you from the moment you were born. After you grew up, she became busy and you two grew distant from each other. It's a shame. Whenever she called me, she always asked whether you were doing well. She really loved you. That's why she passed down some of her possessions to you. She wanted you to have it. You should use the money wisely. Always be thankful for your aunt when you use it. Okay?
Of course. It's money that she worked hard for. I won't let it go to waste. I'll use it wisely for my business and become successful.
I'll root for you. Also, did you receive your share of the divorce assets? Does Mike send you child support?
Yes. I thought he wouldn't, but he sends me child support every month. To be fair, if he doesn't, he'll be in more legal trouble as he goes against legal terms.
He is probably regretting how he treated you right now. He lost a kind wife like you and a beautiful daughter like Beatrice. He is probably regretting it so much.
Mom, what is wrong with you these days? You have been so forgetful lately. Last time you left the stove on and burned the pan. This time I asked you to turn on the heater, but you turned on the air conditioner instead. Why would you turn on the air conditioner? It's the middle of winter. Don't you feel cold? Didn't you feel like something was wrong with the temperature in the room? Mike, you don't need to get angry at me all the time. I'm getting old, so my mind is not thinking straight sometimes. All old people are like this. You should be understanding when I make a mistake instead of yelling at me. But you have been acting so weird lately. Remember that time when I served you lunch and you finished it all, but then after your meal you got angry at me because you thought I didn't make you lunch? You have been driving me crazy. How can you forget what happened a moment ago? Just give me your money. I'm tired of working and taking care of you at the same time. I want to quit my job and start my own business. Give me some money so I can do that. I know you well enough. I would never give you my money now. You are going to abandon me as soon as you lay hands on my money. Oh, it's so hot in here. Turn off the heater. What do you mean it's hot in here? The room temperature is 65 degrees Fahrenheit. You are really acting weird. I'm feeling hot because you are boiling my blood. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be stressed and acting this way. So, you're telling me that my mom has dementia? Yes, her condition is quite serious. Did you not notice any symptoms? Her condition is serious. She has a lot of damage to her brain cells, which has been affecting her thinking, behavior, and feelings. I did notice that she has been acting weird lately, but I thought it was because she is getting old. If you paid more attention to her, you would have noticed right away that she had dementia. It is very important for patients with dementia to receive the right treatment, especially because your mother's dementia is serious. She will need someone to look after her all the time. She needs someone to look after her when you're off at work. Do you have any other family members who could do this for her? I understand. I'll discuss it with my other family members and see what we can do for her. Yes, please do so. Working together as a team will help provide the best support and care for your mother with dementia. If you need further guidance or assistance along the way, Don't hesitate to reach out again.
So, you want to take turns taking care of our mom?
Yes, I have no choice. I'm busy most of the time because I have to go to work. She needs someone to look after her while I'm not at home. What if she gets into an accident? Last time she left the stove on for a long time, but luckily I was there to notice it. What if the same thing happens again when she's alone? I think it's too risky to leave her alone at my house while I'm outside.
Last time I insisted that we take turns taking care of our mom, but you rejected my suggestion because you wanted all of her inheritance for yourself. Now that the situation is difficult, you come back to me asking for help. I can't believe you have the audacity to do this. I won't be helping you out. Sorry. You can take care of our mom on your own, and you can receive all of her inheritance, too.
You're being so cruel. Not only to me, but to our mom as well. Don't you feel sorry for our mom?
Why would I feel sorry for her? She treated me so badly because I didn't get married. She treated me as if I was worthless. You must also know how that feels now that you divorced your wife. Since you wanted to take care of her for her money from the beginning, you should continue to do that. I won't be helping you at all. Good luck taking care of a patient with dementia on your own. You don't even know when she will give you her possessions. Anyway, I wish you the best.
Hello? How can he do this to us? Huh? My mother has no money saved up? Are you sure about this? Could you please double-check her bank account for me? This can't be real. She received a lot of money from my father.
I double-checked for you and I can confirm there is absolutely no money in her bank account. She doesn't possess any real estate, such as buildings or land, nor does she own any other significant assets of value.
When she was alive, she told me that she will give me all of her possessions. Was she lying to me then?
I can't answer that question for you. But from what I can find out, there are absolutely no assets of value under her name. Do you need help with anything else?
I can't believe this. I have been paying for her treatments, living expenses, and even her funeral. But what do I receive in return? Absolutely nothing. Not even a single penny. Is this why my brothers abandoned her? Did they initially know that our mom did not own anything of value? Yes, they must have known from the start. My mom is the worst. How could she live at my house when she has nothing to offer back to me? She had been lying to me the whole time until she died. I even quit my work so I could take care of her. Is this what I receive back for taking care of her? I can't believe this!
After my divorce, I can't help but marvel at the profound changes and blessings that have unfolded in my life. With the money my aunt passed down to me, I started a small business. Pouring my heart and soul into building my small business has been a labor of love, and witnessing its growth and success, with a yearly revenue of $150,000, fills me with immense pride and gratitude. I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement. However, I am extremely proud of how far my business has come and the successes it has achieved thus far. I believe that with continued effort, perseverance, and a strong focus on providing value to my customers, my business will reach even greater heights in the future. I received a call from my ex-husband a few days ago. He said he wanted to see our daughter, Beatrice, but that was just an excuse. His true reason for calling was because he didn't have any money left. He told me that he couldn't afford to send financial child support any longer. Because I earn a lot now, enough for both me and my family, I told him it was fine and that he doesn't need to send Beatrice financial child support anymore. But instead of a thank you, he asked if he could borrow money from me. He explained that after his mother passed away, his life has been going downhill. His mother borrowed some money from the bank when she was alive and died before she could pay it back. Now it is his responsibility to pay back her loan. I don't understand why his brothers aren't helping him out to pay back the loan. I think he is receiving the punishment he deserves. He is being punished for only viewing his mother as an opportunity to lay his hands on big money. He is also being punished for treating me and my family badly. When I heard his voice begging me for money, it stirred up a whirlwind of emotions within me. Although my first thought was, he deserves this, Another part of me couldn't shake the empathy I felt for his struggles. But I told him that since it was his actions that led to this consequence, he should be the one fixing it, not me. And I hung up the call. After that, he didn't call me again. I hope he learned his lesson and starts fresh. I hope he can work towards his goal, like opening that dream business of his. I also hope he learned that he shouldn't use his family for his own benefit. To be honest, Beatrice was who I was most worried about after our divorce. The thought of her well-being weighed heavily on my mind, especially in the aftermath of our divorce. Our divorce must have been a shock to my daughter. I always felt sorry for her because of it. Thankfully, my parents stepped in as pillars of strength and support, showering Beatrice with love and care in my ex-husband's absence. Whenever I was busy with work, my parents took care of her. I didn't want to be a burden to my parents. However, they reassured me that spending time with Beatrice was not a burden at all, but rather a blessing to them. In expressing my gratitude to my parents, I provide my parents with financial support for their living expenses. I also try to send them on holiday whenever they have the time for one. I want to show them how grateful I am to have great parents like them. I want to treat them well until the day they are no longer by my side. I have been cherishing every moment spent with my parents and Beatrice, because these precious moments have contributed to my overall happiness. I hope I can stay this happy for the rest of my life. Thank you for listening to my long story. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe to see more.